If you are someone who is always kind, always understanding, always available for others, then pause for a moment and listen carefully. Because this video is not here to praise you. It is here to tell you something most people never will. Have you ever noticed that some of the kindest people you know are also the most tired? The ones who show up no matter what, who smile even when they are exhausted, who say yes even when their body and mind are asking for rest. And yet behind their eyes, there is a quiet heaviness they never speak about. Kindness is often described as pure, simple, and unquestionably good. We teach it to children, we celebrate it in heroes, we admire it in leaders, and we measure our own morality by how much compassion we extend to others. But what we almost never talk about is that kindness, like every powerful human trait, has a shadow. And when that shadow is ignored, kindness does not stay harmless. It slowly begins to turn against the person who carries it. It rarely begins in adulthood. It usually starts much earlier, when a child learns that being agreeable brings approval, that staying quiet avoids punishment, that sacrificing their needs earns affection. And over time, this lesson embeds itself deep into the nervous system. Kindness stops being a choice and becomes a strategy. As the years pass, that child becomes the dependable one, the good one, the one who never causes trouble, the one people lean on. And eventually, they no longer know where their own identity ends and other people's expectations begin. Here is the first uncomfortable truth. When kindness is driven by fear of rejection, fear of conflict, or fear of losing love, it is no longer kindness. It becomes a mask. And masks, when worn for too long, suffocate the person underneath them. Think about the endlessly kind people in your life. They listen to everyone's problems. They help without being asked. They give time they don't have, energy they can't spare, money they can't afford to lose. And at first, it looks admirable, even noble. But if you have ever lived that role, you know what hides beneath it. A quiet resentment, a silent question, a voice that asks, who takes care of me? That voice is usually pushed down because chronic kindness comes with an unspoken rule. You are not allowed to put yourself first. Psychology describes what happens next very clearly. When someone gives emotional energy without limits, they eventually experience compassion fatigue, a state of emotional exhaustion where empathy no longer feels nourishing, but draining. This is not limited to caregivers or healthcare workers. It affects everyday people who identify themselves as kind, selfless, or understanding. Studies consistently show that people who habitually prioritize others over themselves report higher anxiety, deeper depression, and even physical health problems. Kindness without boundaries is not kindness at all. It is slow self-destruction disguised as virtue. It is like pouring water into every cup except your own. Eventually, you collapse from thirst, while everyone else wonders why you suddenly look empty. But there is another layer that makes this even more unsettling. Kindness does not just affect you. It teaches people how to treat you. When you are always accommodating, always forgiving, always flexible, others unconsciously stop checking your limits. They stop asking what you want. They stop noticing your discomfort. The kinder you become, the more invisible you feel. And invisibility is not peace. It is loneliness dressed up as politeness. If you are still watching this video right now, it means something inside you recognizes this pattern. Because most people look away when they see themselves reflected too clearly. But you stayed. And that means you are ready to understand what is really happening. Here is what many kind people never say out loud. The most painful realization is not that others took advantage of you. It is that you allowed it because you were afraid of being seen as selfish, cold, or difficult. When you suppress your needs, deny your anger, and bury your boundaries in the name of kindness, those emotions do not disappear. They move underground. They collect. They ferment. Eventually they surface as burnout, emotional numbness, irritability, passive aggression, or sudden outbursts that surprise even you. We like to believe that kindness protects us from darkness, but in reality, kindness without honesty creates the perfect environment for it. Because every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you smile when you want to speak, you abandoned yourself. And abandonment always has consequences. Culture reinforces this pattern. From a young age, many of us are taught that being good means being agreeable, that love is earned through sacrifice, that causing discomfort makes us bad people. So people-pleasing disguises itself as kindness, and self-neglect wears the costume of virtue. But true kindness does not erase the self. True kindness includes the self. Neuroscience explains why this matters. The brain's empathy system allows us to feel what others feel, but it cannot distinguish between healthy empathy and destructive empathy. Where you are constantly exposed to others' emotional needs without boundaries, your nervous system remains in a state of stress. Over time, this leads to exhaustion, weakened immunity, and emotional shutdown. Your brain was never designed for endless giving. It was designed for balance. So the dark side of kindness is not kindness itself. It is kindness shaped by fear, conditioning, and unhealed wounds, until what looks noble on the outside slowly consumes you from within. Pause here for a moment. If you feel tired, resentful, invisible, even though people describe you as kind, you are not broken. You are experiencing the cost of living without boundaries in a world that never taught you how to protect yourself. The real question is not whether you should stop being kind. The real question is how to remain kind without disappearing. The answer is uncomfortable, but simple. Kindness must begin with you, not in a selfish way, but in a sustainable way. If your kindness does not include yourself, it is not kindness, it is performance, and performance always collapses. Think about the airplane rule. Oxygen mask first. Not because you don't care about others, but because without air, you cannot help anyone. Boundaries work the same way. Boundaries are not rejection, they are honesty. They say, this is what I can give, and this is where I stop. People who respect their own boundaries are often seen as more trustworthy, because when they say yes, it means something. Their kindness is chosen, not forced. Some people will resist when you stop overgiving. Some will accuse you of changing. Some may leave, and that pain is real. But relationships built on endless self-sacrifice were never balanced to begin with. There is a concept called pathological altruism, where the desire to help actually causes harm, creating dependency, resentment, and exhaustion. That is kindness gone wrong. Real kindness is not endless yeses. It is honest yeses and honest no's. Start by pausing before you agree. Learn gentle no's. Redefine your worth beyond usefulness. Care for your own inner life. Allow anger and sadness to guide you instead of suppressing them. Kindness does not disappear when you remove the mask. It becomes clearer, stronger, and more sustainable. When kindness comes from abundance instead of emptiness, it heals instead of drains. It connects instead of enslaves. The dark side of kindness is not a reason to stop being kind. it is a reason to stop abandoning yourself. And if this video has kept you here until now, it means you already want something different for your life. Like the video, subscribe, not for motivation or quotes, but because choosing understanding is the first step toward changing how you live. True kindness is not self-erasure. It is truth.